disproportionately, parenting responsibilities disproportionately fall on women, that reopening could become the biggest gender equality issue of the year. Harris.
Peter Ducey, thank you very much. I want to bring in Senator Tom Cotton, Republican from Arkansas, and let's get started right there, Senator. Is this a case of the Biden administration simply copying the homework of the teachers union?
Harris, it's good to be on with you. The CDC is a thoroughly politicized agency. Most Americans disregard their advice on things like steaks and hamburgers and beers. Increasingly, they should disregard their advice when it comes to school reopening. Schools need to be open. Schools have been open in Arkansas 5 days a week in person since last August, and it's been largely fine. That's been the case all across the country as well. We shouldn't have a politicized public health bureaucracy like the CDC answering at the beck and call of the teachers' unions. We need kids back in school, and back in real school, not sitting in a classroom doing a Zoom session with teachers who are not in the classroom. We need kids in schools with their teachers now.
Janet, you had a new warning from the CDC?
Yeah, now they're advising that you wear a life vest even if you're not near water.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Be safe all the time.
You want to be safe all the time because you never know what could happen. Hey, after that storm popped up yesterday.
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
That makes more sense than it did 24 hours ago.
Yeah, still a lot of people without power.
Including me.
Yeah.
I have no power.
Yeah, you got a generator, though.
I do have a generator. Thank you, Lord, for the generator.
Mm-hmm.
And I took the world's fastest shower.
I got you.
Like what they call those Navy showers. So you're like, oh, okay, you get wet all over, and you turn the water off, and then you suds up,
right,
and then you turn the water on, and yeah, it was record time. Like, whatever it takes.
Yeah, you got to do that.
And you know what? And you're just thankful that you have a generator.
Oh yeah,
some people
no doubt.
don't.
You also had some trees yesterday, huh?
Holy cow.
So
many trees down.
4 feet in diameter.
Amherst area. And, and one man
lost his life.
Because he was loading a lawnmower into and it was a covered trailer.
Right.
But the tree fell and pinned him, and just really tragic. But I mean,
so sad.
That storm yesterday took down some serious trees.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, and because of the way I'm situated, I got a lot of trees around me. I've taken all mine down in the back, but my neighbors still have theirs up. And I mean, those puppies were whipping around.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, I'm picking up the chairs and the table and putting them in the corner,
right,
so they don't come through the big glass, window panes in our Florida room, because we have this tall glass. It's like 4 foot wide.
Well, I had a little bit of a heads up because my oldest son called me and said, well, front door just got ripped off, and the neighbor lost a mailbox. So there's a really, because he wanted to know if anything was happening there. I mean, let's be honest. He wasn't worried about his mother. He was worried about his dog.
Right.
Because Buddy doesn't like storms. So he wanted to make sure Buddy was in.
Yeah.
But I would like to think he was checking on me as well.
Well, that would be nice since Mother's Day is coming.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, you remember that storm right before Mother's Day? Well, Mom's.
Yeah. I almost called her.
It's the thought that counts.
Well, he did call because he wanted to make sure Buddy was in.
Yeah.
But dogs know. They know when a storm's coming. So
Okay.
I had the 100-pound boxer pit, and I had the Feist, which is what we think Buddy is. They're like all up against me. My little Yorkies are like, yeah, there's a show in the front yard. They don't care. They are fearless.
They could be part of the show.
Yeah, they're absolutely fearless.
There goes Buddy.
So
there goes.
No, but my big dogs, they weren't gonna mess with that at all. And I don't really blame them for that.
Yeah,
because it was definitely a pretty scary storm.
Yeah.
Yesterday, and so, but you didn't even lose power.
Well, it went off and on a couple times. So
okay,
my computer's got their Windows update.
Nice.
Not because I wanted them to, but they wouldn't boot up without it.
Way to look efficient.
Yeah.
Accidentally. It's all good. All right. It is Wednesday. It is Cinco de Mayo Day.
How
about that?
Yeah, it is.
All right.
I'm pretty excited.
Our thought of the day is this: to be ignorant to the past is to be forever a child.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
That's, by choice, I
Mhm.
guess.
Yeah.
That's how to be ignorant of the past is to be forever a child. That is your thought of the day.
Here's my thought of the day.
Mark. What day is it, Mark? Janet, guess what today is?
Oh, my.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Get happy.
Yeah, I'm getting
You could
happy.
have at least put in some, fiesta music in there.
Oh, I have that for later. Oh, I've got it for later. I've got plenty of it.
I don't want to use everything at once.
Yeah, no. This is usually a very power-packed segment with audio. Oh, I've got some good Brian Williams for you.
It's his birthday today.
Yeah, we're going to get to him.
Okay.
So some exciting stuff.
Well, right now we're going to do our Mind Jam trivia.
Yeah, we better get to it.
434-248-0704 is our text number. We want you to text us your answer to this question.
Let me get my yawn in. Fluffle. Did I pronounce that right?
Fluffle.
Fluffle, business, and grumble in Parliament are all examples of what? Fluffle, business, and grumble and Parliament are all examples of what? I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, they're all an example of something. Fluffle, business, grumble, Parliament. What are all of those an example of? 434-248-0704 is our text number. Text us your guess. On this day in history in 1893, a panic causes the largest crash on the New York Stock Exchange at that time.
Up to that point, yeah.
Up to that point. Maybe that was the first real legitimate crash we had.
Yeah, precursor to what they call the big one in 1929. But yeah. And there could be another one. I hate to be doom and gloom, but
well, it's interesting now. You've got all these news stories coming out talking about how things are going to cost more.
Yeah,
used cars are going to cost more, and new cars are going to cost more. That's called inflation,
it is.
Boys and girls. They're not going to want to call it inflation because they're going to call it something else. Just like we're trying to change other words, like infrastructure.
right.
So
it means personal hygiene now or something, or how much I can take you from cradle to grave and government help you in every part of your life.
But it's interesting that they are basically talking about inflation without using the word inflation. In 1921, Chanel No. 5 was released by fashion designer Coco Chanel. I cannot ever smell Chanel No. 5 without thinking of my mother. That was her.
Oh, yeah?
That was her go-to. She had her nice perfume, like her expensive perfume,
Right.
and then she had her regular perfume. That was the nice stuff when you were going out and church on Sunday. Good stuff. 1921. It's been around a long time.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
In 1925, Dayton teacher John Scopes was arrested for teaching evolution in Tennessee.
The infamous Scopes trial. Yeah.
That's when that happened.
Yeah.
And then in 1944, another big day, Gandhi was freed from prison on this day in history.
Yeah. Now we can get to birthdays.
You've just been waiting for the birthdays,
I've
haven't
been
you?
waiting because this one here you can kick back for a minute and take a sip of coffee or whatever you're drinking this morning.
Very talented lady.
Maybe my favorite here.
To make you feel my love. I could make you happy, make your dreams come true.
A little bit of Adele this morning.
She turns 32 years old today.
She's still a child. Still a child. Oh, well, yeah.
So let's see. How old was Kara when you started dating her?
Stop.
How old was she?
She was a little younger.
Than Adele?
Yeah, just a little younger
Who you
than
just referred
32.
to as a child?
She's a child.
Okay.
Well, my wife's no longer a child. She's much older.
I'll leave that alone.
Okay.
NBC newsman Brian Williams. I'm using that term newsman very
I know.
loosely there. I mean, I did fall short of calling him a journalist because that was just too far.
Yes, thank you.
Brian Williams is 61 today.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's a clip of NBC News anchor Brian Williams, edited to make it look like he's performing the Snoop Dogg classic, Ain't Nothing But a G Thing.
1, 2, 3 up to the 4th. Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at the door. Ain't nothing but a G thing. A, B, 2, woked out G, so we're praised. C, death row is the label that pays me, so just shield. To the next episode.
Wow.
That's better than playing him trying to read the news.
Absolutely. Yeah. Or lying about one of his adventures.
One of his stories.
Actress Tina Yothers is turning 47 today. Do you remember Tina Yothers? She was Jennifer Keaton on Family Ties.
Did you realize she was a singer too? If you Google her name, some of her music videos.
She will forever be Jennifer Keaton on Family Ties.
Take a left at the light.
Where's the light? What light?
It's right there. You just ran a red light, young lady.
Oh, uh-oh, there's a cop behind us.
Where?
Right there. I'm gonna try to lose him.
Jennifer, no.
Baby, I'm back in love again. In love again.
This is where she's singing to her family. One of the episodes.
In Family Ties?
In Family Ties.
Oh, I don't remember that.
And then she went on to do some singing. Not real popular, but
she still did it. But isn't that like in the 80s when all the kids did that? They all at least gave it a shot.
Possibly.
To have it,
I mean, some of the videos she looks a little bit older, but maybe not wanting to lose that grip on the dream. But maybe should just loosen it up just a little.
I mean, Michael J. Fox, he was the big breakaway, of course, from that show, no doubt.
Back to the Future.
No doubt
Took
about
him
it.
into the future big time.
Well, born on this day in history, we had Karl Marx and Alice on the Brady Bunch, Ambi Davis. She was born on this day.
Yeah, we have a little audio of Alice.
Of Ambi Davis.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, he said, hey, how'd you like to go to the pizza parlor? And she said, far out. And then she said, how about taking me to the carnival Friday night? And he said, far out. He said, so long. And I said, far out. Didn't want him to think I wasn't on it.
With it.
Yeah, she's a hipster.
Did she ever do anything else other than...
She might have done some commercials or something.
She may have been on the Love Boat. We don't know.
Yeah, very well.
Probably.
Could have been.
She
yeah,
probably
they seem
was.
to recycle through the Love Boat.
Yeah, that's right. And then also born on this day, country singer Tammy Wynette, one of the first ladies of country music.
Yeah.
Stand by your friend. Give him 2 arms to cling.
I never looked at this song again the same way when Hillary Clinton used that line.
Right.
I'm not no Tammy Wynette standing by my man.
Well,
Talking
she
about
said it.
Bill
She said it
Clinton.
kind of insulting and
Yes.
and giggly,
Yes.
for sure. And that's when I knew. That's when I knew what she was. And I was a kid, and I was going, yeah, no. That headband ain't fooling anybody's sister. Don't you be dissing Tammy Wynette.
Yeah.
That's not going to work. All right. Our Mind Jam trivia today. Let's go over that.
All right, Fluffle, Business, and Grumble, and Parliament are all examples of what? Any guesses?
We have had some guesses.
All right.
Owls? Somebody said owls. No,
Owls, okay.
That's not.
That's not it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's not it. None of these are it. But
Okay.
we'll have it
All right.
coming up. We'll have our answer coming up. If you want to venture a guess, 434-248-0704. We would love to hear from you. We want to know what Fluffle, Business, Grumble, and Parliament. What are those examples of?
I like Fluffle when it's like on a cake. Can you put Fluffle on a cake? It just sounds like you should be able to do it.
You're talking about Fluffernutter.
Before you fire up the coffee maker, turn on the Morning Jam with Janet and Mark. Mornings 6 to 9 a.m.
In 2016, Donald Trump beat the liberal establishment, and the dishonest media. In 2021, our battle is in Virginia. That's why Virginia conservatives are rallying around Pete Snyder, a businessman and job creator, a law and order conservative. Pete Snyder is pro-life, pro-gun, pro-Trump, and he's a fighter for our values. As governor, Pete will deport violent, illegal immigrants, crack down on election fraud, and get our kids back in the classroom 5 days a week, every week, with a teacher in every classroom. Just like President Trump, Pete Snyder is an outsider businessman and a strong conservative. That's why Pete is endorsed by Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Ken Cuccinelli, and the conservative leaders of Trump's immigration team. On May 8th, vote for the true Trump conservative. Vote Pete Snyder for governor.
I'm Pete Snyder, candidate for governor, and I paid for and authorized this ad.
Right now from Chantel, you can get high-speed internet for as low as $20 a month for 2 months when bundled. And add on a free $50 gift card. Plus, we're including huge savings on TV and home phone. And the savings continue the more services you add. Don't forget free installation. It truly is the best time to switch and save. Act now. Get a $50 gift card free. But hurry, this unheard of Chantel offer ends soon. So call 1-800-CHANTEL today. Restrictions and conditions apply. New customers only. Equipment, taxes, surcharges, and other fees apply. Offer may expire without notice.
Join us every Friday morning on the Virginia Talk Radio Network as we bring you the Community Spotlight, brought to you by the Greater Lynchburg Community Foundation.
The Greater Lynchburg Community Foundation is proud to have been able to present grants to local nonprofits since 1972. This year alone, we will provide over $2 million in grant money to around 175 deserving organizations.
The Community Spotlight, Friday mornings right here on this Virginia Talk Radio Network station.
Start your mornings on the right foot and listen to the Morning Jam, 6 to 9 a.m.
Let's get loud. Turn the music up, let's do it. Come on, people, let's get loud.
It's a theme song of my house.
Yeah. 623.
Yeah, that's what Baxter sings all the time.
Let's get loud.
Let's get loud.
Yeah.
I'm a little man, but let's get loud.
I can make a lot of noise, even though I'm little.
That's exactly right. It is Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. And it is. And for those that, don't know, our one frequency is down right now because of the power being out. If you have friends that want to listen to the program, they can always go out and get the app, or they can go to TuneIn Radio and type in our frequency, WIQO, where the flagship station is, and you can listen that way, or just go to your app store and download the app, Three Daughters Media. Type in VTRN, you'll see Three Daughters Media, and that's us, and you can stream the show that way.
Hey, we had somebody get the Mind Jam trivia question.
They got it right?
They got it right, and color me impressed.
Okay.
I'm impressed.
Fluffle, business, and grumble in Parliament are all examples of what?
All right, Candy said, a parliament is a parliament of owls, so I'm guessing they are names of groups of animals. She's correct.
Wow.
Those are examples of animal group names. So a fluffle, you want to guess what a fluffle is?
I don't.
Well, think about it. A fluffle.
Fluff.
Fluffy. What's fluffy?
I don't know. Cotton?
A fluffle of bunnies.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We already heard several of our listeners knew that a parliament was owls.
Right,
so
right.
A parliament of owls.
That is interesting.
A business of ferrets.
Okay.
I would not want to be around the business of ferrets.
No. Mm-hmm.
I told you about that unfortunate story, the ferret incident of 1983. where my best friend in high school had a ferret and it ran up my jeans leg, and then I had to take my jeans off in front of everybody because it was tearing my leg up.
Yeah.
It was very traumatic.
Wow.
So I can't imagine having more than one ferret. Mm-mm. But if you were around a bunch of ferrets, that's called a business.
That's called a business. Ferret. They're doing their business.
And then a grumble is a grumble of pugs.
Oh, okay.
Of pug dogs.
Okay.
They have like their own name.
Grumble.
A grumble of
pugs.
Because
does it have anything to do with being grumpy? I mean,
I don't think pugs are grumpy. They just look like they're grumpy, but they're not really.
Okay.
My friend Valerie, she dressed up her pug, Clyde. That's his name.
Clyde.
Yeah, his name's Clyde.
Wow.
And he's a big baby when he gets his nails clipped. But anyway, she always dresses him up for different reasons. Like he's dressed up like a leprechaun, and then he's dressed up for Valentine's Day, and he always looks really put out that he's being dressed up. He was dressed up for Derby Day. Yeah, he has a little hat on. I was like, "Ooh, Clyde, you're looking fancy."
What are the julep things they do?
He probably had a mint julep, maybe.
Mint julep, yeah.
Maybe little pup cup mint julep.
Yeah. Well, Romeo cannot deviate anything from his diet. Anything.
Oh, okay.
He throws it up.
Oh no.
But I think we found out something yesterday.
About Romeo?
Because the wife comes home, she goes, "What did you feed Romeo?"
Uh-oh.
Like implying like I gave him something.
All right.
I says, absolutely nothing.
not.
Nothing.
Because nobody wants to clean that up.
Exactly.
Right.
Nothing but what you've told me to feed him.
Yeah.
And she said he's thrown up twice since I've been home. I said, "See, let's follow the trail of vomit."
Oh,
Okay?
Please don't say.
And
okay, you know what? Why do you always have to go too far? You always have to go too far.
He threw up. Okay, I shouldn't have said the V word.
You shouldn't have said the V word, and you've said the T word too much at this point. We've got the image. Continue.
The T word. Anyway, so I said, I know what the problem is.
What is he getting into?
I said, it's you, honey. You're the problem.
Oh.
I said, because when you came home, he got excited. And let me tell you, he gets excited when she comes home.
And
I
so
said,
he gets excited. He gets so excited he works himself up.
That he works himself up to you fill in the blank. Yeah.
Wow.
I said,
that's a lot of puppy love right there.
Well, I think that's where the problem is. I didn't have a problem at all with
He has
anything.
separation anxiety. Let me ask you this.
Me. I mean, I come home a couple hours earlier.
He doesn't care.
Apparently
All
not.
Right. So when she comes home, does she make a big fuss over him?
Oh, she'll talk in the high voice, yes.
Because you're supposed to ignore them when you get home.
Really?
Because if you make a big fuss over them,
right,
then you're encouraging separation anxiety in your pet. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
My son's a trainer. He taught me that.
Oh, okay.
So
I basically
and it has been so much better for my littles,
right,
because I used to be like, "Oh, your mommy missed you," blah, 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 and they'd be all crazy. But now I ignore them, and then when they're all calm and sweet, then I pick them up and love on them.
Oh, well, I just say, "Hey, guys," when I walk in the door.
Right, exactly, because you're doing it the right way.
And then I walk to the back door because they want to go out.
Right.
I said, "Hey, guys," and they'll jump around my leg
Kara,
a couple
you
times.
need to ignore your pups. Otherwise, you're encouraging separation anxiety. Don't do it.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, it's Cinco de Mayo.
Can she
a lot of people are going to be celebrating.
Yeah,
if you want to make a fuss over somebody, make a fuss over Mark, and he won't, toss his cookies on you.
Snickers.
So it's all good. That's right. Petting behind his ear. It'll be great.
Right.
So Cinco de Mayo. Do you know why Cinco de Mayo is celebrated?
No, I don't.
Because a lot of people think that it's Mexican Independence Day, but it's not. It's actually a celebration of a victory over the French when they were battling
so it has
the
something
French.
to do with war?
It does.
Wow.
Yep. So and when they were victorious.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's actually what it is. They do have a Independence Day, but that's not what this is.
Well,
so it's just a great excuse to eat tacos.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and get margaritas and all that stuff that you go do on.
Well, and it is a great opportunity to go and support your local, your local restaurants. They've had kind of a rough year and a half, and now we're seeing signs where the dining rooms are opening up again for lots of places, and so it's a good excuse to go out. And we're going to have a Five and Dine that is Cinco de Mayo.
Friendly. Oh.
Friendly, yeah.
Okay, good. I can't wait. Look forward to it. Kimberly McBroom will bring you some news from WDVJ7 here in just a moment after the CBS News Brief. And then Janet and I will talk about some local stories. You're on the Morning Jam on Hump Day. Welcome.
CBS News Brief. American women are still putting off or deciding not to have babies. CBS's Vicki Barker.
The U.S. birth rate fell 4% last year. That's the biggest single-year decrease in nearly 50 years. The nation's maternity ward saw fewer women of every major race and ethnicity and nearly all age groups.
President Biden sets a new COVID vaccination goal.
Our goal by July 4th is to have 70% of adult Americans with at least one shot, and 160 million Americans fully vaccinated.
Pfizer's hoping to have its shots approved for emergency use in the U.S. for kids as young as 2 in September. Facebook announces its decision today on whether it'll reinstate former President Trump's account. CNET's Ian Scher.
When President Trump was kicked off of a lot of social networks, a lot of people said, well, wait a minute. There are people who are just as bad in other countries.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Good morning. This is Kimberly McBroom in the WDBJ 7 Newsroom with your Virginia Talk Radio Network news update. In Amherst County, officials are investigating the death of a man crushed by a falling tree. He was loading his lawnmower and the tree came down on a trailer, pinning him inside. Officials in Amherst County haven't released the man's name. 2 people charged in the abduction of Noah Trout in Giles County appeared in court. Nancy Renee Fridley was arraigned on a narcotics possession charge Tuesday in Allegheny County. She faces 2 other charges related to Noah that will go through Giles County Court. Bobby Taylor's facing narcotics possession and abduction charges in Allegheny County. And Roanoke police say a body found over the weekend is that of a missing woman. Police say the body of Harriet Hodges was found Saturday near Sherwood Avenue and Chesterfield Street Southwest. Hodges was last seen March 19. I'm Kimberly McBroom. Join me for WDBJ 7 Morning from 4:30 until 7 every weekday morning. And join us from 7 to 9 on WCBJ 24.
Hello, Americans. I'm Todd Starnes with news and commentary next. Are you looking for a university that provides a quality Christian education with excellent academic and athletic programs? Well, I want to invite you to visit Liberty University, where they offer multiple visiting opportunities to fit your schedule. Plan a visit to their Central Virginia campus and stay for an afternoon, a day, or an entire weekend. You can also take a virtual tour from the comfort of your own home. Plan your visit today by texting Go Visit to the number 49596. Again, that's Go Visit to the number 49596. No one can accuse the University of North Carolina in Asheville of not caring about the fragile Generation Zers they're indoctrinating. The university hosted a healing space for Black and African American students in the aftermath of the Derek Chauvin trial. They also sponsored a racial trauma yoga session, limited only to minority students. Segregation has become somewhat vogue among the woke academic crowd. Young America's Foundation got their hands on an exclusive email sent to students from Chancellor Nancy Cable. She blasted what she called the recurrent deaths of Black and brown people along with anti-transgender legislation. So she created 2 healing spaces, one for Black students, the other for trans, non-binary, gender non-conforming students. Well, I'm not all that familiar with racial trauma yoga, but I have seen firsthand full moon yoga. That was incredibly traumatic. I'm Todd Starnes.
It's time for your Morning Jam forecast, brought to you by WDBJ 7.
We will have another chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms this afternoon as a front moves through. I'm meteorologist Christian Johansson. We'll see mostly cloudy skies with our temperatures around 80 degrees in the afternoon. A few scattered showers, maybe even thunderstorms are possible for the afternoon hours. Mostly clear for tonight. We'll see our lows in the mid-40s. Cooler temperatures are expected on Thursday. We'll see plenty of sunshine with our highs around 70 degrees.
66 degrees now in Danville, 64 in Bedford and Appomattox, 66 in Lynchburg, and 64 in Amherst, where many people still do not have power.
Yeah, it's weird the way that if you look at the AEP map, right near where we're sitting is out. That's why we're not on currently at WIQO, because that area is still out and Amherst is still out. But there was up to 30,000 people. When I went to bed, I think there was still 20,000 without power. So they had managed to restore about 10,000 people. But yeah,
well, I wish they'd make their way on over to the Rose Ranch.
Yeah, well, they need to get up that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. and you can trim a few branches while you're there.
Oh, it's kind of crazy.
It is.
Well, they are saying more than 15,000 Appalachian Power customers, more than 10,000 are from Central Virginia, are dealing with power outages right now. As of 30 minutes ago, Amherst County has 4,600 customers that are out due to 58 cases.
Mm-hmm.
So those are 58 instances that they're dealing with. Lynchburg has nearly 3,000 who are without power. Bedford County, 2,700. Franklin has just 8. Radford has just 5. Roanoke, 619. Giles County, 93. So they are working at getting that powered restored, and they say they do have trucks on the ground and are working at getting it done.
All right. Well, hopefully by Saturday, everybody's power will be restored. If you have a chance to go out and do something fun and you want to head to the South Side or you live in the South Side, Danville's Symphony Orchestra will be firing it back up in a big way. It'll mark the transition from small orchestra groups performing during the 2020 pandemic restrictions to a full orchestra presenting a full concert. It will be an exciting spring pops program featuring hits from the big band era. The outdoor concert starts at 3 p.m. Saturday and is free to the public at the Carrington Pavilion, which is located at 629 Craig Street near the community market. So blow those horns, my friend, and make it happen.
Yeah. Well, the rain didn't slow down the Lynchburg Hillcats. After a year without minor league baseball, fans were happy to be back in the stands. The rain let up just in time to start the game at the Bank of the James Stadium. According to one fan, they say it is so nice to be back out and watching live baseball in person and being in the environment that they say they missed a lot. So all fans over the age of 2 will still have to wear a mask and practice social distancing, and only 30% of the seats can be filled, but that goes up to 50% on May the 15th.
There you go. 2 men are wanted for a burglary at the ABC store, 4925 Boonesboro Road, early morning hours of the 24th. Lynchburg police say the suspects stole multiple items after breaking into the store with a rock around 3:30 that morning. They were wearing dark clothes, hats, masks, and gloves. Any helpful tips would help solve this crime. Call Crime Stoppers at 888-798-5900. That's Crime Stoppers at 888-798-5900.
So we have a couple of interviews that we're going to be doing this morning. Coming up at the top of the hour, we're going to be talking with one of our buddies. Mighty John Marshall is going to join us for a little fun. If you've been cleaning out that attic, that basement, we've had a lot of folks that have been downsizing and moving out of homes that they've been in for years and years. You might want to take a second look at some of those LPs and even some of those 45s that you may come across, because they might be worth a lot of money. Mighty John Marshall is one of those folks. He's with moneymusic.com, and he can tell you exactly what that might be worth. So we're going to have some fun talking to him this morning about 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I look forward to that. Then we have Glenn Youngkin running for the Republican nomination for governor in the state of Virginia. We'll have him on around 7:35 to talk about the campaign, where things are going, his hopes for I guess it's this Saturday, isn't it, Janet? That they're doing the voting. So the delegates across the state will pick in the different areas. I don't know what time they plan on knowing the. Hopefully, it won't be like the Iowa caucuses. I don't know if we ever still found out who won the Democratic. They just never did fully count. But I'm thinking the Republicans are a little more organized than the Democrats were here a year ago. But we'll know probably by Saturday afternoon, evening, who the Republican nomination is, and then that person more than likely will be running against Terry McAuliffe and his well-oiled machine.
Right. So we'll see how that's going to go. But that is after this weekend, we should know a lot more.
Yeah.
Now we have a few follow-ups for yesterday's stories that we shared with you. people are still talking about that traffic stop in L.A.
Yeah.
That
something we didn't say yesterday because I didn't notice it on the portion of the video.
Because nobody was saying it. You have to dig really deep,
right,
to find out that the woman and do you have that you can pull up real quick? The woman who was stopped for talking on her cell phone.
Right.
She was talking on her cell phone. That's why the deputy pulled her over, because you can't talk on your cell phone.
Right.
That's the rule. And she had her son with her. And I don't know when I have heard someone who was seemingly articulate.
Right.
I've just never heard someone behave so badly, especially in front of their child.
Yeah. Well, let's play the audio, and you can come to your own conclusions here.
Harassed today because I was going under the speed limit. I was going at 38.
Yes, you are, ma'am. Good morning.
And the speed limit is 40, and I was going 38. So why are you harassing me?
You are correct. I pulled you over because
you're a murderer.
Because
yes, I started to record because you're a murderer.
You can't be on your cell phone while you're driving.
I wasn't on my phone. I was recording you because you scared me.
You can't use your cell phone while you're recording.
I can record you.
May I have your driver's license?
It's at my apartment.
What's your apartment?
It's at my home. I'm just taking my son to his.
Do you have your driver's license?
I mistakenly left it at home.
Do you have a picture of your driver's license?
Yes, I do.
May I have it?
And can you call your supervisor, please?
I already did. He's on his way.
Good, because you're a murderer.
Okay.
And so you're giving me a cell phone ticket? Is that why you're harassing me?
Not harassment. Yeah. I am enforcing the law.
I have a right to record the police when they're harassing me.
By all means, but you can't do it while you're driving.
I wasn't texting or none of that.
Do you have that picture?
You scared me and made me think you were going to murder me.
Okay, well, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Well, that's not just a feeling. You're a murderer.
Okay. Can you zoom in on that for me,
Sure.
Jim? Thank you.
And I'm perfectly legal, and I'm a teacher. So there.
Congratulations.
Murderer. You're a murderer.
Okay, you're not legal.
I can't see that there.
Well, here you go,
Stop shaking.
Yeah.
And she continues to.
You're not legal. You don't have your license with you.
Right.
And you're talking on your cell phone when you're driving.
Mm-hmm.
And then she goes on to say, you just wish you were white.
You'll never be white.
You'll never be white.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you want to be, is you just want to be white, and you're just a racist Mexican, and just goes on to this racial tirade.
Right.
Well, what we didn't know yesterday was this woman is a black woman.
Yeah. Yeah, a woman of color herself.
A woman of color herself berating another person of color, which makes it, in my view, even more horrible.
Sure.
It was horrible enough that she called herself a teacher, and she's teaching other children of color if she's a teacher, especially if she's in L.A. And my question is she being called out at all?
Yeah. What do you get?
Nobody's stating, that this stuff is going. I was shocked when I found out that she was a black woman, because that's not mentioned. They always mention it if it's the other way around.
Right, sure. Yeah.
I mean, there was also a story yesterday about this horrible, horrible beating of an Asian college student. She was beaten with a bat.
Oh my!
By two people, and they were African American, but that wasn't mentioned. The story is that black people and Asian Americans are being targeted, and it just, I don't know, it just really frustrates me.
I know I
get really
some
frustrated.
of the stories. The one we had a few weeks ago, the lady that was being beaten outside, clearly a storefront where people could see the woman being beaten by a black gentleman, and one of them was a security guard. He lost his job, as he should have, because he didn't even open the door to try to assist. And it was an elderly Asian woman, and it was horrible. And I just. Yeah.
But why, of all the people who would attack another segment, I don't understand.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why that would happen, and how that I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's
so that was one that there were some new developments there, because I didn't know that.
Right.
I didn't make that correlation. At first, I thought she thought he was going to murder her because he was a police officer, but it obviously had nothing to do with that. It was the fact that he was Mexican,
right?
That she was making those allegations, and had to be scaring her son.
Sure.
To be saying stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times did she say murderer?
Right.
Multiple times.
Because I mean, I don't know how old the child was. We don't know that, I don't think.
Right.
But still, murderer, I mean,
you're
pretty much
you're still
know
putting that into a kid's
somebody's head. Sure.
So that's not good. Now, the other story that we talked about a lot yesterday was the CIA recruitment.
Yeah.
The CIA recruitment story. We're going to be talking about that in a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to do that in a little bit.
Where people are responding. They are responding to, if they were wanting a response for their recruitment ad, they got it. It might not be the response that they wanted.
Right.
But they did get response.
They sure did.
So we'll take a look at that coming up here in just a little bit.
It's time for Janet's 5 and Dine on the Morning Jam. Give her 5 minutes and she'll give you some great inspiration for a delicious meal tonight.
So, 5 and Dine is brought to you by our friends at F&L Market. They are Lynchburg's only locally and family-owned independent grocery store. They're located on Memorial Avenue in Lynchburg. Go by and support them. We certainly do appreciate them supporting us here on the Morning Jam. So, it is Cinco de Mayo, so I wanted to come up with a quick and easy recipe for you to be able to celebrate Cinco de Mayo in a delicious way. So, today I'm giving you my recipe for slow cooker queso chicken tacos. Now, this is one of those, my friend Kim, she's like, Janet, if you've got a recipe that's like 5 ingredients or less, I'm your girl. Make sure you send it to me. Gotcha. This one falls in that category. Right. You're going to start with 2 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breast. You're going to put that in a 6-quart slow cooker. You're going to sprinkle that with taco seasoning. That can either be a prepackaged one. I make my own taco seasoning, of course I do, and I sprinkle that on there. So you're going to put a 1-ounce package of that on top of the chicken, and then cover, and you're going to put a can of Rotel diced tomatoes and green chilies on that. So you've got your chicken, your seasoning, and your Rotel. You're going to cook it 4 to 6 hours and until it's like shreddable. And then after that, you're going to put on your favorite Mexican cheese dip.
Ooh,
so just the jarred. Pour that on there.
Yeah.
Shred it up. It's going to make some fantastic pulled chicken tacos.
Yum.
All you need is your shells, and you get that in there, and you are good to go. Slow cooker queso chicken tacos. It could not be easier. You want to see all of our recipes? Go to Facebook and type in Janet's 5 and Dine and join that public group there, and you'll be able to see all of our recipes. Of course, 5 and Dine is brought to you by our friends at F&L Market. Go by and see Todd and the crew today at 2517 Memorial Avenue, because at F&L Market, their meat is a cut above.
Start your mornings on the right foot and listen to the Morning Jam, 6 to 9 a.m. on the Virginia Talk Radio Network.
I come from a long line of Southern cooks, and one thing my mama always told me was ingredients matter. That's why I trust the experienced butchers at F&L Market, Lynchburg's only locally and family-owned independent grocery store. Their staff cuts and grinds fresh meats daily and will offer you the personal service you desire for everyday meals or special occasions. This week at F&L Market, save on North Carolina sweet potatoes, 59 cents a pound, vine-ripe tomatoes, 99 cents a pound, family pack bone-in assorted pork chops, $1.99 a pound, boneless chuck roast, $5.29 a pound, grade A medium eggs are 5 for $5, fresh green cabbage, 59 cents a pound, fresh corn, yellow, white, or bicolor, 5 for $2.99, and Nestle water is $2.99 for a 24-pack. Stop by F&L Market today, 2517 Memorial Avenue, Lynchburg. Their meat is a cut above.
Spring is here, and so are the savings during New Holland's Spring Drive Sales Event, going on now at Boone Tractor. It's a great time to get the New Holland equipment you need for a new season and work more productively than ever. Ask Boone Tractor about special Spring Drive offers, including limited time 0% financing and cash back on select New Holland tractors and hay and forage equipment, just in time for spring haymaking. From compact and all-purpose tractors to mower conditioners and balers, you'll find New Holland performance and and reliability ready to go for spring. Need a rake or tedder? You'll find them here too, with savings to match. Spring is here, and so are the savings. Time to save with 0% financing and cash back. Stop by Boone Tractor today or go to BooneTractor.com for all the details. But hurry, when spring is over, so are the savings. Boone Tractor, the best deal around.
For commercial use only. Customer participation subject to credit qualification and CNH Industrial Capital America LLC approval. Standard terms, conditions, and other restrictions apply. Down payment may be required.
I got the worst headache.
You need ibuprofen.
No, I need the Weed Man.
The Weed Man?
Oh, you know it. Adam Williams, the Weed Man, Lawn Care and Landscape. They'll get the lawn looking great and cure those headaches.
And when you call or text the Weed Man at 434-664-9582, he'll help year-round with chores like lawn care, pressure washing, and many other outdoor chores and projects.
Yep, it's time to call or text 434-664-9582 for Adam Williams, the Weed Man, Lawn Care and Landscaping to help with lawn care and household chores.
Hey, Trace, is that a Youngkin for Governor yard sign?
Yep, campaign dropped it off on Monday. You know, I saw Glenn on Fox Business. He's a self-made man, worked his way up to lead a major company.
An actual outsider. That's refreshing.
I know. He'll stand up to big tech companies and use his 30-year business experience to make Virginia the best place to live, work, and raise a family.
Okay, a real conservative. Who can win? Sounds like what we need.
I'm Glenn Youngkin, candidate for governor, and I paid for this ad.
Shake your body, baby, do that conga. No, you can't control yourself any longer. Come on, shake your body, baby, do that conga. No, you can't control yourself any longer.
The Morning Jam with Janet Rose and Mark Lamb.
$6:52 on a Cinco de Mayo day. Trying to mix it up a little bit.
She's Cuban, though, isn't she?
It doesn't matter.
Right. It doesn't matter.
You don't think she celebrates it?
We all celebrate it.
No, we all celebrate it.
Oh, okay.
It's the Miami Sound Machine.
Yeah.
And what's her name? Gloria Estefan.
And what's her name?
She's shaking the conga.
She
along
is.
with other things.
Come on, baby. Do the conga. Yeah.
Everybody.
Hey, you know who is coming up at the top of the hour?
Yeah, we got Mighty John.
Mighty John Marshall is gonna be coming up. He is the man that Stephen King called a leading citizen of rock and roll.
Wow.
Because he's from Maine too. So he worked for Stephen King in the 80s.
Really?
And is even his name has even made its way into a Stephen King novel or two. So I think that's kind of interesting.
He'll live forever.
Well, he knows
when it comes to that.
He knows an awful lot about records.
He's got a really cool website too.
Moneymusic.com, and we're going to have some fun talking to him at 7:00. We've got a very eclectic mix today.
It is, and this next bit is from Tucker Carlson talking about
that
the CIA.
Glorious CIA ad.
Yeah, now
brilliant.
Tucker's going to take a little twist and turn, may make you think a little bit.
If you've been on the internet this week, you've probably seen the video we're about to show you. If you haven't seen it, is that it's from the CIA. And that's not the Culinary Institute of America, the people who teach baking and sushi preparation. No, it's not. It's the Central Intelligence Agency, the guys who do waterboarding and subvert foreign elections. And yet somehow they produce this and then put it on social media.
I am a cisgender millennial who's been diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder. I am intersectional. I am tired of feeling like I'm supposed to apologize for the space I occupy rather than intoxicate people with my effort, my brilliance. I am proud of me. Full stop.
Wait, you're intersectional? So am I. What year were you? Just kidding. She didn't say that. She said, I'm a woman of color. My existence is not a box-checking exercise. Well, of course it isn't. Box-checking? Come on. Just a cisgender Latina millennial mom of color with a certified emotional disability. Not a hint of box-checking there. In fact, that sounds like pure meritocracy. If by meritocracy you mean a system in which narcissism is the highest achievement. At Joe Biden's CIA, the spies talk mostly about themselves. You can just imagine what the job interviews must be like. Tell us about yourself, and please don't ever stop. So you can change a diaper with one hand and console a crying toddler with the other? Plus you're emotionally unstable? Perfect! You're just the person we've been looking for to foil the next 9/11 plot. Let's get you to the farm for some weapons training. That's your CIA at work. Now, not everyone has embraced these new hiring standards. The CIA used to be out mission to country, wrote former CIA officer Brian Dean Wright. in an observation that was widely shared by many of his former colleagues. Now it's about demanding and getting accommodation to fix an emotional wound or advance a personal agenda. America is less safe with this new CIA and dangerously more political. That's what Brian Dean Wright wrote. Now, Wright is a sincere and patriotic person. We know him well. He's a frequent guest on the show. So we do not contradict Brian Dean Wright lightly. But is it possible that Wright is taking this video too literally? Could he be missing the point of it? What if the CIA's latest description of itself is not what it appears to be? This is an intel agency, after all. These are spooks. Their world is a hall of mirrors. So to you and me and Brian Dean Wright, that video may come off as the Babylon Bee version of identity politics gone wild. But maybe that's the point of it. Maybe that's what they want you to think. Maybe there's something more going on here.
Really?
He just threw that in there just to mess with your head at the end. But, you know, I think it's the woke society.
I don't think anything could mess with our heads any more than that ad. Because that was the most bizarre thing I think I've ever seen come out of especially a government agency.
You should see the long version.
Oh,
we
I
just play. Oh, the
I
long
don't think
version.
I could bear the long version.
The long version's even worse. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Hey, we did want to let you guys know that there was an accident last night in the Lynchburg area. Crash overnight on 29 North, and it's a looking for the driver of the passenger after his passenger was seriously injured. So it's one of those stories that we're not.
Now, sorry, say that again.
Well, it says police in Lynchburg are looking for a driver after his passenger was seriously injured in an overnight crash on US 29 North. Officers were dispatched to report a vehicle crash approximately 12:45 a.m. The car rolled over on the expressway on the Candler's Mountain Road off-ramp. Even though the driver left the area on foot, police say the passenger was brought to Lynchburg General Hospital with serious injuries. So
that tells me somebody was drinking.
Yeah, somebody probably was. Yeah, not a good idea.
So fleeing the scene, abandon the person that was hurt.
Yeah.
Great, fantastic.
Yeah. Good friend.
Does anybody take any responsibility?
I don't think so.
For their actions anymore.
I don't think so.
Is that where we are?
I think it is.
Oh my
goodness.
That's
sad. That's really sad.
Well, some of the news that was coming out yesterday is President Biden came out and said he wants 70% of adult Americans vaccinated or at least having one of the shots by July the 4th.
Is it just so he can say on July 4th that I've done it?
I don't know, but he says that's the goal.
That's the goal.
Is
okay.
To deliver at least one dose of to 70% of adult Americans by July the 4th. Of course, there's still a lot of folks, saying that they are not going to get the vaccine. And then we had a story out of Lynchburg yesterday, where a lady had gone to get her vaccination at the big place over at Candler's Mountain.
Yeah.
So she got the Moderna, the first dose of the Moderna.
Right.
She went back to get the second dose, and they gave her the Pfizer.
Oh, wow.
Second dose.
Hello.
Now, I
literally asked before they gave me the shot.
I did too.
I said, I got the Pfizer the first time. Am I getting the Pfizer this time? And they said yes.
I did the same thing.
Yeah.
And I did it more than once. I was like, I'm here for Pfizer, second dose, Pfizer, second dose. And then when the other person came, I said, we are doing the second dose and we are doing Pfizer. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And then a third person came. It was a guy, and I said, second dose, Pfizer. And he said, ma'am, all we have here is Pfizer. We don't even have the Moderna.
Right.
So, and you know what? Fine. Yeah. Make fun of me. Sure. I don't care.
Well, no. Hey, trust me. They mark when they take the right lung. They mark that side of the chest with a magic marker.
For a reason. That's right. If they're working on your right arm, they mark the right arm.
Yep.
So anyway, if you are going and getting that second dose, please do not be intimidated to ask
don't.
and then ask and then ask again.
Yeah, it's your life.
That's right. and she actually got quite sick
from
it. So
that's a shame.
Just make sure you check and double check.
All right.